Hey, what's up everybody? How to Tech bringing you a video on how to change your back glass on a Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Couple tools we'll need is a suction cup. We'll need a couple pry tools. You can use some guitar picks. I like these playing cards, but I'll end up using both in this repair. And of course, you'll need a heat source, so a hot air gun, a hot air soldering iron, a hair dryer, like it's nice and warm at work, and of course your new back glass. I can't find these things anywhere. I got this back from Etrade Supply. Those guys are awesome. They always have the new stuff. I'll post this down in the link and you can check it out. It comes with the adhesive pre-installed. So really this thing's a perfect fit. The color match is awesome. So like I was saying, I'll put this down in the description. You guys should check it out. If you're looking for a new piece of back glass, this is the only place you can get it right now. These guys at Etrade Supply, awesome suppliers, so check them out. So the next thing we're needed to do is go ahead and heat up the back of the device. Now, it took me a little bit of time. I realized that I have to get this a lot warmer than I thought. You can see that the back of this glass is cracked in the bottom left-hand corner. And you want to get it nice and warm. A little bit hotter than you'd actually think it would need to be to get removed. The adhesive they use is almost kind of like a putty style adhesive, something that I haven't really seen before, except for on these new S6 series phones. So get it nice and warm. You want to get it to the point where it's almost too hot to touch. You don't want to be able to leave your finger there. Getting it just nice and warm won't do it. You want to get it really pretty hot. You don't want to damage anything on the inside though. So hitting around the edges will help you do that. Right smack dab in the center, there's the wireless charging mat. So just around the corners, really that's the only place there's going to be adhesive is around the sides, and a little tiny bit right in the middle. The best place to start on opening this is going to be on this side where there's the least amount of adhesive. We can use a playing card to kind of sneak our tool in there. Now if it's really cracked, then you don't have to stress too much about it. I mean, you could really just rip it off and it's not going to matter. But also, you don't want to damage anything, so maybe just take a little bit of time and take a few seconds and save yourself the hassle of pulling anything up or bending your phone or anything like that. So we've got it just a corner to get started here. See if I can't pull it back a little bit more and just get our playing card in there. Cut it a little bit flat to give me more surface area. Now we got that one started just a little tiny bit. Do the same thing to the second playing card, so you can see I cut it so it's just flat. A little bit easier to stick in when you have a flat edge on the card. Let's try to work this one a little bit more. See if we can't get that to work for us. Give it a little bit more heat. And really that's going to be your friend during the removal of this. This adhesive is on there really good. Now, if you do have a shattered part on the back where you've already lost glass, it may be easier to start there, whereas this one doesn't really have any large shatter points on it. Everything's still adhered down. It's really tight tolerances on the side here. Got our playing card in. We're just going to work it back and forth. You can use a metal pry tool. This is an iSesmo tool. It's not necessary. It could have just used a guitar pick. One thing you can do is file the pick down a little bit so it's a little bit sharper. You can do that just with some sandpaper or just on concrete as well. Now we're going to work our way down the side here. Now the adhesive only is in about probably, I'd say 5 millimeters around the phone. Now that we've got it started, we can go ahead and stick it in, and we can kind of do cutting motions with it a little bit to get it started. And like I was saying, you want to be careful towards the middle of the phone. That's where that wireless charging mat's going to be at. Down here at the bottom, there's not really anything that you can damage, so you can just go ahead and slide it down. Work our way around this corner here. And there's a little strip about, I'd say, 15 millimeters up the back as well. Get my suction cup off there. It's really nice and tight. Now it's got starting to adhere itself again, so we're going to go ahead and get it nice and warm. And just make our job a little bit easier going around the rest of this device. Alright, now that we have that done, we can go ahead and slide our card down the next side. And if you are removing your back glass and it isn't damaged, this same exact method will work as well. You just want to be careful around the bends of the back glass. It's not like you'd think a regular glass would be. It's almost kind of like a plastic type glass, like a shatterproof safety glass type stuff. So you're not going to really shard yourself with it. Let's work our way down the side. This side has a little bit thicker adhesive towards the top of the phone here. You can see it doesn't really want to come off just yet. So we're just going to push down on the side here. Go ahead and pull the back off. Now at this point the top is already shattered, so I'm just going to yank it out. Use a playing card to get it started a little bit. And if you're looking to save your glass, this is a good method to use. Perfect, there we go. Now we have this part removed, and you can see that we have the four corners, which is the tricky part. We're going to work our way up, just down the sides. Now you can see that there's some leftover adhesive on this. And you can see where the adhesive is pulled up. So anything that's gray on the back of this is where the adhesive was. The right side has the thinnest point right here is where we made our entry. Left side has more. And the bottom, you can see there's kind of a two-layer piece here as well. So something that you want to be mindful of when you're removing it. If you have any adhesive that's still stuck to the back, you're going to want to go ahead and pull that off. And it might actually be easier to, and my suggestion is to use some isopropyl alcohol, anything 90% or higher, rubbing alcohol. You can use acetone as well. And what we want to do is just wet your cloth a little bit and then clean up the sides of the device here. If you really want to get a nice adhesion for the new back, then you're really going to want to clean it up a little bit. You want to be careful of the black felt, the back of the wireless charging mat. If you get alcohol in here, it's going to start kind of rubbing up. I did a little tiny bit here on the side, and you can see that it's starting to kind of fray a little bit. So just be careful as you work your way around. Make sure there's no big chunks anywhere. You don't want to have your new back glass wanting to pull up if you have chunks in your adhesive. Now that you have it nice and clean, we can go ahead and start putting our new back on. We're going to go ahead and pull the back cover of this off. And again, like I was saying, the color on this is perfect. We can go ahead and pull this film off. And that'll go ahead and let our adhesive come out. Now what we're going to do is line up the camera and the flash and make sure that the glass fits right around those first, and then we can put the rest down. If you get those two things lined up, the rest of the glass will go in place. Now you don't want to press down extremely hard until you make sure all the corners are in. Just rubbing my fingers around it to make sure it's going to fit properly. And the fit on this thing is amazing. I'm really stoked about this. I've been waiting for this a little bit. So like I was saying, I'll throw the link to this back down in the description. Have any questions, throw in the comments. If you found the video helpful, hit that like button. And as always, I appreciate you watching. If you want to see future repair videos, go ahead and subscribe to me. Some upcoming stuff. I'll have both iPhones, a Moto X Pure coming up. So subscribe and check those out.